Welcome back, my friends, to the Awaken podcast. This is the first time that I'm recording this podcast with video, and it's going to be up on YouTube, and I'm so excited. And this episode is like the momentum in the conversation in this episode is so intense. I literally feel it in my cells. So I cannot wait to dive in. Before I introduce our amazing guest, I just want to remind every single one of you that the Awakening Authors Mastermind is open. So if you are ready to become an author, like in a few months, if you are ready to actually build a successful business spiritually, then I want to invite you to apply. It is application based only, but it is so freaking rad. And the magic in this group literally exceeded all of my wildest dreams. So the link will be in the show notes. It will be below this video. And I am so excited to tell you because what we're talking about today impacts everybody who's in the mastermind in a really beautiful way. So I want to introduce our gorgeous guest, Jessica Tietjen. I'm so happy you're here.
I am so excited to be here. And before we jump in, I have to also plug that I love this mastermind, and I am on my second book with 3 and 4 in the work, like on the periphery. So it is so worth it to join this mastermind.
Oh, thank you. Jessica is so magnificent. Jessica's in my mastermind and she's actually in my mentorship. So we get to see each other all the time. And we decided to create something together. So before we tell them, just know it's coming, friends. Tell us a little bit about who you are, Jessica, and what you do in the world.
So I do a lot of different things. I am a mother, a spouse, a leader, a lawyer, a talent management professional. I love technology. I spent the last 12 years in the corporate space, running talent management and legal in particular, but also a bunch of different operations functions, and really perfected the strategies around peak performance to help everybody be able to perform at their very best. So that's kind of like a little bit of my background. I've written The Exceptional Life Revolution, which was my first book, and I'm working on my second book coming out soon, which is Fiercely Cherished Beings, and that will be coming out in the next couple months. So lots in the works, and love what I do. And I guess I also created my company, Evolving to Exceptional, to help individuals and workplaces reach peak performance.
Yeah, you're super rad. And Jessica's in my collaboration book that will go live 2/22. She has this beautiful chapter she wrote. So yes, authorship is the name of the game over here. And not just like writing any books. Like these are really important books that we're all writing, and they're spiritually driven, guided, directed. I'm so excited for your new book coming out. It's going to be really, really beautiful.
I am also excited and nervous at the same time, but it is coming together. So
it is. Oh, I'm so happy you're here. Well, I'm going to tell a little bit about how this came to be. And I really want to give the credit where it's deserved. Jessica is a freaking genius, and I'm super lucky to know her. And she came up with this plan that we're going to share with you guys today. She created a whole system and she brought it to me and she said, "Hey, will you collaborate with me?" And I was like, yes, please, because this is genius and it fills a hole that is so needed. And so do you want to share the name of it since this is like your baby that you brought to the world?
sure.
Okay.
So the name of our new program is Amplify Women's Voices.
Just the name. It's so good. It's so good. I'm going to share with you why I was like 100%. I was like 110% yes when you came to me, because I can help women write their books all day. I can actually help women create their courses all day long. I can teach them how to sign their first $1,500 client. I can teach them how to build their business to a 6-figure business. But guess what? I cannot pay for their marketing, and I can't really help them with marketing their books and their work. It's something that's just, it's like not in my hands, right? And plus, Like, I run Facebook ads. It costs me thousands for my team to run my ads, for my team to run my ads. Then it's thousands of dollars in ad spend. So marketing isn't cheap. Marketing is not like, oh, every small business can jump in and start doing this. And what you created, Jessica, is going to fill the hole. It's going to help the women who I serve and every other woman out there who has any type of business create marketing for like what, like 100th of the price, and in a service based model, which is just magic. So I really just like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about Amplify. I'm so excited to help other women spread their messages and their books and their courses and their products so that all the women can rise together. And that's what I've seen you really create with this program.
Yeah, and it came to me in a word of Amplify. How do we extend our messages, extend our reach, create more connections? But what was interesting was when I started to research it a little bit, what I learned was that that term Amplify, there was a program that actually happened, or a movement that happened within Obama's White House, where women's voices weren't being heard. And so the women together made it a point to amplify each other's messages. If someone said something, they would emphasize that message and attribute it back to her. And I just loved that story so much because it's so easy to get lost in all of the voices that are out there. And men's voices have been out there for a lot longer. Women's voices have not been heard in the same way that men's have throughout history. And now is really a time where our voices can be. And so we need to create the same systems, the same approaches that the men have created before us, but for us specifically, so that our messages can get out into the world to the people that need to hear them.
Amen, sister. Oh, I am so grateful. I'm so grateful you created this. And I want us to like actually talk through how this system works so that everyone who's listening has an understanding of like, oh, this is how Amplify would actually serve and help me.
Yeah, so the way that it works is that you join, anybody can join at a monthly rate to just be part of the community, to just help support other women, to help them with their launches of books or other products that they're offering, to just know what's going on. So there's that level involvement. But then there's a higher level of involvement where you really want support in your launch or launches of your products. And then at that level, you get a whole lot of additional resources and support to help you launch your messages and to help expand from your size network, which is limited by the people that are following you, and instead reach all these other women's networks as well with those offerings.
It's so good. It's so good. And what I love is the aspect of like, okay, I want to be in this community, one, because I get to see all these powerful women and their creations, right? Like being in a community of women entrepreneurs is so freaking rad. We see it happen in the mastermind at a really small level of what happens when we are in community with women who are fierce, who are powerful, who are creators. Now, if I'm like, oh, guess what? I'm going to have my book launch in a month. I'm going to up my level of subscription in this program. And now I get people supporting my book launch. They're going to give me reviews on Amazon. They're going to share in their stories on Instagram. We've also created affiliate links for everyone. Like everyone in the group can create affiliate links for their courses. So guess what? That already signed up. I'm an affiliate for Jessica. That means that I can share her work with my own link and I will earn a percent back of anyone who purchases from Jessica. Now, I want to talk about this for a second because I feel like affiliate work is like win, win, win a million times over. Every single person who sends me a referral, I always send them an affiliate bonus. It's how I've always worked. It just makes sense to me. This is how the world of men work. Now, for some reason, it seems to be a problem for women. And I really want us to break that in Amplify and feel it as like, the giver receives. And one of my favorite quotes is Joe Polish says, life gives to the giver. Life gives to the giver. And in this program, that's what happens. And when we're affiliates, it's kind of like this. I want to put it in like maybe like mom terms. When somebody says to me, hey, can you watch Susie today? I'm like, yeah, of course I can. And then how do they always say, hey, when can I watch your kids? Every single time. Every single time. Like, hey, if you're going to watch mine, like I am going to be in your back corner next time you're in a mess. I got your kids. That's actually what affiliate work is. It's like, hey, I'm going to share your work. But in the back end, I'm going to give you some cookies. I'm literally going to give you a little percentage back as a thank you. And that's something that we get to do in Amplify in sharing each other's work, is also creating abundance for everyone who's in the program.
I love it. And I love the concept of affiliates because it is a win-win for both individuals, for both women. If you can share something someone else is offering, you get a small piece of that opportunity for just doing that work. So instead of paying a marketing agency or those big Facebook fees that you were talking about, you get the benefit and directly from someone who can attest to who you are and what you're offering. And I think that referrals or sharing from other women who either experience or know the person, which is part of the benefit of this program, you get to know the women in it, that comes with such better credibility, that it just comes with more authenticity than any Facebook ad you could put out there. It allows your voice and your message to be heard and shared from somebody with credibility already. And that just, you almost can't beat that.
100%. I think about when we moved to Idaho, I didn't have a system here. I didn't have a chiropractor. I didn't have a doctor. I don't have a dentist. I don't have all the people that I had in Arizona. So when I got here, I got into some like Middleton Facebook group, and I use it all the day long. Like, guys, I need an ear, nose, throat doctor. Who's your favorite? And then people just start giving me names. And if someone says 3 times one doctor, boom, that's who I'm going to. Right? Why? I don't even know these people. I don't know anybody in this Facebook group, but because they're letting me know, like, I trust this person and 3 people have said yes, I immediately have trust in that doctor. And this is the power of sharing and referral work. And that's what you've created in Amplify. And that's what we're doing for women, is everybody who's in this program gets to share each other's work. Well, guess what? If I share Jessica's work and somebody knows me, they already have a trust with Jessica, because they're like, I trust Keira. Keira doesn't lie. And Keira is like really good judge of character. So if she's referring me to Jessica, I already trust Jessica. This is the power. You can't get that through a Facebook ad. You can't get that through a YouTube ad. You get that in this type of marketing each other's work. And there's the power there.
And as part of the whole package, we've provided a lot of training and resources to help make it really smooth. So to help you with understanding how to set up the different pages, how to market, create the social media templates. We've got templates for you to be able to use. So if you're new to marketing your offerings, especially new to this space, this is really helpful because it kind of gives you a starting point of, oh, here's how I do this. Here's the things I put together in order to message and market my offering.
It's so good. It's so good. Now, because this is my podcast and normally we talk very spiritually about things, I want to dive into like really the aspects of why this is so important. And so I'm going to share my thoughts of, I feel like it's the raddest time to be a woman. Like, I'm so damn lucky that I came to the world right now, because if this Keira had come to the world 100 years ago, like, I'm pretty sure I would have been burned as a witch. The gifts that I have, the voice that I have, the power, like the you can't shut me down energy that I have, like, it was not welcomed in the world. And so we are breaking so many belief systems by being powerful women. And what Amplify does is it breaks all the systems. It breaks the systems that women aren't successful. It breaks the systems that women don't get the same like hand up. It breaks the systems that say women have a hard time marketing. Like Amplify breaks systems. And I love things that break systems because it always has a breakthrough.
Well, and it also breaks the feeling of we don't belong. We don't
Mm.
belong in this space. We don't belong in this area. We don't belong in doing the things that we're doing and playing in the big leagues. But that's not true. And one of the things that became really apparent to me, and I come from the corporate space and a super male dominated corporate space. I was in process control engineering, running a corporation that did sales and services in that space. It is like 80% men, 20% women. It is heavy that way. And I went on one of Keira's first retreats and was with these women. And I remember feeling like this is weird to me. I'm used to being at the bar with all the men, not on a retreat with all these women. And there was a discomfort there. And there's this natural like competitiveness that comes into play, and that these old program beliefs of how we interact together as women. And we broke those and we said, no, this is the group in which we belong. This is our tribe. This is who we support and who we help no matter what, because they're our tribe. They're who we are. And that there's never enough. There's so much need that it's not a competition. And I think that theme as part of Amplify is really important, is that we're not competing. We're there to make it bigger. We're there to grow each other in a collaborative and positive way.
Mm, yes, that retreat was so magical. And we have a new retreat coming up soon, but I think it's probably going to be full in the next 24 hours. I haven't even marketed it to the world yet, but that's going to be magic. One of the things that came to me yesterday in our group is one of the women in the mastermind was dealing with self-doubt, which if you're an entrepreneur, that is the name of the game. I don't know one entrepreneur who does not deal with the Achilles heel of self-doubt. And in that moment, I felt inspired to have every woman in the group speak what they saw in her. And it was so sacred and so powerful to hear every woman speak the truth of who this woman was, not the lies the self-doubt was giving her, but the truth. And that's what happens when women actually collaborate. Women are so powerful and we have such intuitive nature and we see greatness in people. It's one of our greatest gifts is we see the greatness within everyone. And when we join Amplify, my intention is that that's the energy in which we share, that we get to see the greatness in all of these women and then just go share their work because we already see their greatness.
And you're right, that was a magical moment. And I think that it shows the level of commitment when you get to know other women and what they're doing and appreciate it. And then the innate desire that comes to say, I want to help you. Like, not because you're going to help me. I just want to help you. And I want to buy your services and I want to, to work with you. And I found even in that small group that that's happening, right? We're reaching out to each other, we're asking for support, or we're referring people to each other just naturally because there's that momentum and that energy. And that's what we want to create with Amplify, is a commitment to that level of ongoing energy and support of each other and what we're doing in our businesses.
Yes. Oh, I love that. And what shows up for me is, like attracts like, which means that when we post about our book and no one comments, it literally attracts no more comments. It's so weird. But if you post and 6 of your sisters, 10 of your sisters in Amplify go and comment, as that's part of this method, right? With the book launch, people will go and comment on your posts when your launch is live, and all of a sudden their comments will attract more comments, which means that the energy that's being fueled with Amplify will actually attract more energy to your work. one of the hardest things, and I will speak from my very truth of being an entrepreneur for the last 4 years, the hardest thing for me is launching a new program and having it be crickets. Not even one comment or not one buy or not one share. And I've grown really strong and now I'm like really okay if there's crickets, but that can really damage someone's beginning of entrepreneurship. And that's so sad because all these programs and books and courses and things that people create, they need to be in the world. And if the crickets show up, it's really easy to shut it down. The purpose here is that you won't get crickets. You're going to have your people, your friends in Amplify coming and giving you the energy momentum, which will attract more abundance, more comments, more purchases, more shares. Why do you think that huge influencers have thousands of comments? Because it's like you see 800 comments and for some reason you feel like I should just comment. Look at all these comments. This is a part of what we're supposed to be doing, right? Like we literally are just these humans that follow a lot of the time. And Amplify is going to help that for women, is creating that energy, that attraction for more.
And especially for authors and new authors, that can be really valuable and powerful too, because reviews are a critical part of the Amazon algorithm. And so getting a certain number of reviews can be a real challenge. And you'll be surprised, even, if you're writing a book, even people that you think you can count on, they forget and they don't get to it or they haven't read it yet. And there's all these challenges. And so this community gives you that opportunity to have some momentum when you launch, that there's something there. It's not empty blank waiting for somebody to finish the book. You've got some people in your corner who can help to build that up.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love this energy of giving. That's really the thing, right? So much of marketing feels really selfish and it's like so self-driven and self-focused. And what Amplify has created, and really, I mean, this is what we're starting to build, is how do we create community that's focused on other women's success? As I focus on 10 other women's success, I will actually end up getting more success as well. And I don't know why I keep seeing the vision of women and like the knitting, like the quilt groups. I don't know why I'm seeing this. I'm seeing a bunch of women around a quilting. And it's like that part of our lives doesn't exist anymore. There's no like, back in the ancient days, there was like a red tent that all the women went to, right? And then there was like these quilting groups that women would go to. Like at this point, especially if you're a mother and an entrepreneur, like lucky if you can make dinner. You're for sure not showing up at a group to quilt, right? Like that's just not a part of the plan when you are working entrepreneurship, woman. And so what I'm seeing right now is like Amplify gets to be like the group. This gets to be where you go in and you connect in and you sew your thread and you weave with these other women who are like-minded, who have the desire to be entrepreneurs, who have that creative spark inside of them. Like, let this be your community and it will just be magic and so healing. I feel like women we get so alone.
And the energy, it's not a major time commitment, right? So, there's some training and some background to help you with your launch, but most of the time commitment is simply liking, following, commenting, sharing things. And if you share offerings, you're going to get potentially a financial, reward from doing that as an affiliate, if that's offered by the person. And so you're really getting like a lot of benefit from the activity that you're doing. And you can do that. And believe me, I have twin 2.5-year-olds and a 5-year-old. So I have very little kids. So when my kids are around, I do not have much time, but you can actually like things, while you're also playing with your kids. Like those are things that you can do simultaneously. And I do all the time. I see Keira's post and I like it. And I see Randa's post and I like it. And I see Cammy's post and I read it. And those are the steps that we can take as women, filling in the little pieces, and you can develop. And I've been amazed. I've only really been a part for 9 months, Keira, less than that, maybe 8 months. And the relationships are like more powerful and more committed than probably any other female relationship I've had throughout my life up until this point. And
Yeah.
so that really gives you that tribe for you to belong as a member, as a
Yeah.
valuable contributing member.
Oh, I love that. I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. I'm so grateful that you follow your intuition, that you built this system. I'm so excited to help you run this and really create a magical community for women. So, here's what I would love anyone who's listening right now who is not a woman. So, if you're a man and you're listening, what women do you know in your life who could use this community? Honestly, even if they don't even have a business, but they want to support other women in work and business, join, because so many of us women are also giving a lot of our courses for free to the people who are in this community. So if you have a wife or a sister or a friend who needs a community, let her come, be a part, share this with her. If you're a woman who's not an entrepreneur, but you want to be in a fierce group of women, like you want to run with women who are purpose driven, then come and be a part of this community. But if you are an entrepreneur, if you have products and programs and courses and books, and you want help with your marketing, then come and join our higher level so that we can push your work and share it and serve you and help you rise to be the successful leader we know you are. So those are my requests. What are your thoughts, Jessica, as we kind of complete this?
Don't underestimate the connections that come from those relationships. And it's not even just the following, right? It's not just your social media following, that's like a part of it. But the really powerful referrals come from me saying to a friend, I do Keira's Awaken practice, and it is so powerful and it has changed my life. And that person's going to go buy that because they're going to go, yeah, I need whatever that is. I want that now because you told me. And so there's this power in those relationships and in the people that are in our circles, even our inner circles, not even our outer circles, but our inner circles, that unless we know about each other, we don't know who to refer each other to. And I've had a few different people come to me now, and I work with workplaces, right? That's my, individuals, but really workplaces to help employees reach their peak performance. And I've had a number of people who had a spouse or a friend who are having challenges in their workplace or their small workplace. And because they knew me, they're like, oh, I know somebody who does that. And otherwise, you're kind of lost, right? You have a challenge. You're like, who do I call? Like, do I call like these big, huge, expensive companies? Well, a lot of small businesses can't afford that, right? So there's these opportunities within our circles that you can't even see that can come out of these types of interactions where we can connect need with the people who have the need.
I love that. That's so great. It's so beautiful. Jessica, thank you. Thank you for creating this. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for being you.
Thank you for being you, Keira, because I wouldn't be here without you either. So
Thank you. Thank you. As we complete today, I want everyone who's listening to just close your eyes, drop into your body. And I want you to just tap into this excitement, the excitement of service, the excitement of sharing, the excitement of being a part of a community like this. And I want everyone who's listening to know that no matter where you're at in your life, you are not alone, that you don't have to do this life on your own, and that you are needed, you are loved, you are special. And I'm just so grateful you're here with us. And with that, my friends, I will see you next week on the Awaken podcast.